My name is Donald Breeding. They call me Don. I live in Des Moines, Iowa. I lived here my whole life. Our daughter got us into running. She's a marathon runner, and she wanted to do all 50 states, so my wife and I, Deanna, decided, okay, we'll do 50 states and half marathons and let her do the full marathons. And
a lot of people think we're crazy, but but yeah, just a running family.
I was really active, and then suddenly my right calf, when I'd get moving, it would ache. It got to where I couldn't walk from the front door of the house to our mailbox, and it would just hurt so bad. They didn't know what to do with it. I basically figured out, I was 47, I think. I'm too young not to be able to walk, and I was prepared to have my leg amputated and get a prosthetic leg so I could be more active.
Not being able to do something together because he was in so much pain just was heartbreaking. So we just kept going back to the primary doctor, and she was very persistent in trying to find the right doctor to figure out what was going on.
We would give different things chances to work, and they weren't working, and she didn't give up. She finally says, well, then why don't we try a vascular specialist with veins in your arteries and see what we find out from there. And that was the right doctor for us.
Peripheral arterial disease is hardening of the arteries, or atherosclerosis. And I think publicly many people have heard about it, but just in different vascular beds. So when we talk about it in the carotid arteries or brain, it yields stroke. And people know about stroke. When it happens to the vessels in your heart, it yields a heart attack or myocardial infarction. But in the legs, the symptoms are more subtle, they're more obscure, I think. And whether it's pain in your legs with walking, or whether it's symptoms that are more severe, ulceration of the skin or tissue loss, when symptoms present more slowly, it doesn't get people's attention the way some of the striking things do, like heart attack or stroke. Don came to me almost 15 years ago, and in a difficult situation because he had significant peripheral arterial disease, but he was young enough that it didn't get picked up quickly. So he came to me frustrated by the difficulty in making the right diagnosis for him. I remember that frustration distinctly, but I could also tell even at our first visit, he was determined to get back the function that he had lost. And fortunately, by him being referred to a vascular specialist, he was on the right track. He underwent a CT angiogram, which is a common test to get three-dimensional imaging of the arteries, and it turned out he had a complete blockage of the femoral artery in his groin. So the main artery to his entire leg was completely plugged, and it was the source of his biggest problems. If he had an open surgery on one side, he had a stent on the other. And I always tell him, these are ordinary things. This is the stuff that we do every day. What I did for him was ordinary vascular work, but what he did after was truly extraordinary.
I remember when, after surgery, my foot was super hot. And I asked Dr. Scott, why is my foot so hot? And he says, because you're now getting blood in there. And it made sense. And so we started walking after, I think, 2 or 3 days. I didn't do much. I laid around, let it heal. And then we started walking, and I'm like, wow, I can go this far now, and let's go a little further. And so we go a little bit further, and then I got going a little faster and a little further, and I was very happy. My wife and family was way more important after surgery. Get me back into a very active, normal lifestyle. As soon as I could walk and out of surgery, we just hit it with all horses going forward. We never turned back. We changed more of a Mediterranean style diet. We don't drink pop anymore. more fruits and vegetables. All around, try to be more healthy because your age comes fast. It was very quick. I don't remember the exact time span that it was just a required, don't push it too hard right now to recover a little bit. But when he gave me the green light to go, I says, well, how far can I do? And he says, well, you'll tell me. And so that just opened the gates to do what we could do.
I'll never forget the day that he came back to clinic with the medal, the jersey and everything to show us that he completed the marathon. He was so proud. I think what Don's experience tells everybody is that with a multidisciplinary, a multifaceted approach to this disease, you can get through it and you can do incredible things. But if you look at the factors that I think that made Don's journey incredible, it's that he was willing to give up the things that cost him in terms of the disease itself. So he was able to successfully quit smoking and never go back. He was willing to do all the things that we asked in terms of medication and rehabilitation. And from there, it was just his family support, his enthusiasm for the fitness level that he regained, and it was all Don from there.
I got in my head that if I keep moving, I'm not gonna plaque up again. So I just kept going, and when I would hurt or get tired, gotta push through this. Just keep moving. Don't become a couch potato. I asked Dr. Scott, how long does a stent last? And he said, pretty much, you're gonna tell me. He says, you don't feel pain in your butt cheek, then he says, then you're getting blood, and so when you have that pain, you're gonna let me know. And so I see Dr. Scott yearly, and he checks things out to make sure from a doctor's standpoint, everything's good, and he has no limitations. So I just keep doing what I'm doing, and it works. If you're feeling pain when you walk and it goes away, see a doctor. If they can't figure it out, see another doctor, or if you're not happy with what they say. There's been many mornings I didn't want to run, but there's never any runs I wish I never done. I always feel better after. That a body in motion stays in motion runs through my head all the time. And I'm just so happy to be able medically to be normal again. It was a blessing.
Starting the conversation around PAD with your doctor is an important first step in your PAD journey. Visit padpulse.org to learn more and access additional resources.